Okay, so we're moving on to the next part, and as I said at the last, and we were ready to print. Okay, now it's a couple of things that I want you guys to do before we actually print the return. Okay, um, you want to make sure that the printer is connected to the software. All right, so this should have been done already, but just in case it was overlooked, what we're going to do is come up here to setup, and we'll go down to printer setup. Okay, and in this one it wasn't set up, so we're going to make sure that both of these boxes are checked. Okay, prompt for tax return PDF and use GDI print antifreeze, and then we will come down and we will whatever printer is connected to the machine, that's what you're going to actually use to print. Okay, so right now we don't really have one, so we'll just say the Microsoft Document Writer. Okay, so most of you guys are using the Canon MX472 if I'm not mistaken. So when you come here and you go to printer setup, this should say the Canon MX472. All right, and you will put that in each one, tax return, check, and then any reports that you have. All right, you'll click OK, and now you're ready to print. Okay, so of course you say, well, we have to sign the docs first, and then we have to print. So we still come to the print. Okay, and the first one that we're going to print is the bank documentation. Okay, so it's going to come up that, okay, here, print bank documents before printing the final tax return. We already know that. And then the missing fields, and you know, as long as these are invoices, all right, it's going to let you click next. If you get a error that says you can't click next because it says the errors exceed the permission level to move on, something like that, then that means you have to go back in and you have to fix your file. You have to fix something that you did wrong in the file, or you neglected to fill out. Okay, so now we're over here and we're at the ready to print. But before we have to print, we have to sign a document. All right, and you'll click sign document button here, and then it's going to say, has the client already reviewed the bank documents? We're going to click yes. All right, because we should have went over the bank fees and everything with the client. Okay, you are now signing a bank product application agreement, blah 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 blah. Click OK. Okay, and what we need to do is sign, and as we sign, you will click accept. Okay, now the customer sign, this is, you have to sign. Okay, you have to click accept again, and now the document should automatically be populated. So it's automatically populated, I should say. So if you notice up here, if you just scroll up here, I can now print that, or I can save that. Okay, and I'm just going to say, for the sake of argument, let's save it, because that's what we want you guys to do anyway. All right, it'll come up. I can save it to my desktop if I have any folders. I'll save it to the image folder. All right, and you'll save it to a customer folder or something like that. I'll save mine to the image folder. Okay, and now that's saved, I can actually X out of it. All right, and I can X out of this. Okay, and then I want to come back and I want to print the documents again, and I'll say final return. Okay, it's still going to say, hey, you have some items that you've overlooked, but these are the invoices. Okay, so you can move next. All right, and again, I want to sign the document. All right, it's going to prompt your customer to sign first. Okay, prompt you to sign. Okay, and it's going to prompt you to sign one more time because you're the ERO in the store right now, so it'll prompt you to sign one more time. Accept it. Okay, and now the same thing, that file is going to come up. Okay, everything go on it. If you notice, your signature, the customer's signature is on it, your signatures on it, so forth. Okay. Okay, so now that we've done that, again, we'll come over and save it. We'll save it in the same folder. Obviously, you have to name it something different. We should return. Okay, we save it again. And now that's saved. And we can exit out of it. If we want to make sure it's been saved, we can go to the images. And we have it there. Okay. So now, real quick, I'll show you guys. As you saved it, as they signed, look at what happened. It went to the document archives, and if you notice, signed full tax return, bank statements. Alright, so they're in there. Alright, you don't have to make a copy and send it to anywhere and send it up to us. Once they sign it, it's automatically going to attach to the file. Alright, the next thing we'll do is, okay, we've signed everything. We can simply email the customers the copy of everything. We can do that now while they're still sitting there, because most of them get the email to their phone. You simply go to your email provider, you attach the files to it, and you send it to them. All right. Once you do that, what I would ask is that you send their files to the recycling bin, so that you don't have open files on your desk. Okay. All right. So we've done everything on our end. The customer signed. The customer we emailed them their return. All right. The next thing that I want to do before I'm finished with this file is I want to go to Document Archive, and I want to import, or I want to attach the document. Okay, hold on, wait, let's see. Let me make sure I'm doing all right. I want to import a document, excuse me. So we're going to import the document, all right, and then it's going to ask me, okay, where do you want to import it from? And that's wherever you have it at. So most of the times, you know, what I didn't say and what I forgot to say is, you need to get the customer's ID and stuff like that. And a lot of times you'll get it first, or you'll get it once they accept the return, but you need to make sure you get the customer's ID and all of that information. All right, make a copy of the W-2s and things like that. And once you do that, you'll scan it into your system. And for the most part, everyone should have a scan folder on their desktop. And that's whenever you scan something, that's where you're putting it at. You're putting it into that folder. Okay, and now you can go back forward. So let's just say, I just need a document real quick. Okay, here's something. Okay, I'm going to say this was their ID. Okay, and it wasn't actually ID, but just saying that that document was the ID. If I click OK, now that document is saved to the file. I can simply go in and I can click the document as a whole, and it'll show me exactly what it was. Okay. You're going to do that. You're going to do the same thing for the W-2. You do the same thing for any Social Security cards, anything that you're attaching to the file. That's how you're going to do it. Import documents, not attach document. Import document. Come over here and click this button to the right, and you can decide where you're going to go to get that document. If it's on a desktop, or if it's a scan folder, you'll go there. But let's just say it's on the desktop. And okay, and then we're just going to say this one is the W-2. You have to name it. Okay, we click OK. All right, this one exceeds it, but you guys know what I mean. Let's see. I'll just use the same document that I used last time. Okay. All right, so now I have the ID. I have the W-2. If I have Social Security cards, I can attach it all there, and at this point, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go with this file. So I'll close it, okay, and then what I'm going to do next is I'll go to Q, and I'll hit this button here, all right, and it's gonna come up again. Hey, you're missing things in this file, all right. You can simply click Next, okay, and then we'll Q it and hit this button. And once you hit that button, it goes over to the queue. All right. So let's do this. So if you hit the button, I'm not going to send it now because I don't actually want to send it there. But you hit the button, it goes to queue, and then you simply close out the file, and you go back to the work in progress machine, and you'll click transmit. And if you come over here to filter, while I don't have it in here because I don't want to send the file up to 1040 because we know it's a dummy file. The file that you just queued, or any files that you queued for that matter that day, will all be sitting here. You can unselect them all and then decide, click on them individually, decide the ones that you want to send up, or you can just select all, make sure all of them are clicked, and just send them up that way. Okay, or transmit that way. All right, and that, my friends, is a return. All right, so at that point, you've completed the return. You're good to go, and you go and find another client.